My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Well, you know what? I think women might deal with being cheated on by a gay dude better than men would. Because for us, it hurts, it breaks our ego. Like if your lady cheated on you with a chick, you're like, damn, I must
Does
not
that
be
even
gay.
hurt?
If your lady left you for a chick, you ain't hurt, nigga.
I'd be hurt.
I
would.
I don't think women handle that better either.
No. What up? It's Three Brothers No Sense. I am Tavares Ferguson, a.k.a. Ferg. Join my co-host, Razi and Buff. Fellas, it's late, but tell them what's on your mind.
For me, man, I just want to talk about how the little girl from Resident Evil pissed me off to no end. So if you haven't watched the new series, both of them are horrible. So if you have not watched the new series on Netflix for Resident Evil, it's about as bad as the Resident Evil movies. So that lets you know on what level it's going to be on. But I thought it was going to be okay. It had my man from The Wire,
Daniels
and everything. So I was like, all right, got some serious actors in there. But if you like zombie stuff, it's your normal zombie apocalypse type thing. So Walking Dead fans, go check it out. You might like it. But when I say those girls are dumb, those girls are dumb. And even the little girl, she's dumb too. The daughter. So other than that, man, I'm getting ready. So by the time you guys hear this episode, I will have been claved out. Don't be mad, Ferg, because you're not claving. Claving, it's a verb. It's like Viking. People don't know that Viking is actually a verb. It's not a noun. Like it was not the people. It was what they were doing was Viking. That's what I'm doing. I'm claving.
I saw what y'all do with those claves. So what Bible scripture will you be reading from, Razi?
Watch this. Razi, type in the Bible scripture you're going to be reading from, and I'm going to type it in at the same time. I guarantee that's the same Bible scripture. See? Bible, baby.
Yeah, Psalm 133, baby. Mm-hmm. Rooted in the Bible.
Rooted.
There were a lot of doubters on that post, so I wanted you to be able to defend it.
They doubted Jesus.
Yeah, it's gonna be wholesome. It's gonna be so wholesome. I mean, a lot of Bible study, a lot of praying men.
It's essentially
men uplifting each other, making sure that they don't cheat because black men don't cheat. So we're gonna be holding each other accountable. It's gonna be all of that,
bro. It's like one big vacation Bible school.
Right.
Yeah. I can't go. I have other obligations.
If you remember what happened at Vacation Bible School, though, it might just be one big Vacation Bible School.
I know what happened at your Bible schools, but Ainwell Baptist Church, we were churching. That's another verb.
Churching is a verb too.
Church is a verb. So is Viking or claving like smurfing?
Kind of, yeah. You just smurf to the next spot. Okay. So we're just gonna clave to the next spot. So. Yeah, excited about it, man. But that's really all I got.
So I'm gonna say I'm hating on everybody going to the clave. I hope it rains all weekend. Hope y'all run out of plastic cups and ice, and I hope all the chicken is burnt and cold all at the same time.
That is possible.
Yeah.
Frozen in the middle, but burnt on the outside. I've had chicken like that.
Yeah. I hope they have like a locust outbreak or some stuff. I just need all kind of stuff I don't want anybody to enjoy themselves.
Oh man,
be careful down there, Razi.
Yeah, be safe on the streets.
All I got is you guys are gonna be taking your kids to Sesame Place anytime soon?
Nah, I heard this has got a sundown rule.
Yeah, I don't know which character it was because I don't know my Sesame Street characters like that beyond Elmo and Big Bird. But I guess one of them kind of
Zoe.
Was it Zoe? Okay.
Yeah.
She was the one that was pissing off Elmo. With
yes.
Elmo was so mad about that rock, man.
Oh my god! You took me to a completely different place. Yo, if you haven't seen it, go on social media. You just gotta. I guess you can like just type in Elmo, Zoe, and The Rock. It's hilarious. But no, at Sesame Place, the theme park in Pennsylvania, Zoe, whoever was in the Zoe costume, ignored two black girls that were trying to, I guess, hug her rather. And the parent posted the video and it went viral. Kelly Rowland tweeted it or whatever. So they had to issue an apology, which was kind of capped, by the way. And just wanted to point that out, bring some more attention to it, that Sesame Place may shade your kids if they black.
Well, I don't know about Sesame Place, but what y'all ain't gonna do is y'all ain't gonna down the greatest kids show ever made, Sesame Street. I grew up watching that show, and it was awesome. But I say that, it's funny you brought that up, because I recently watched this documentary on HBO Max on Sesame Street. It's called Street Gang, How We Got to Sesame Street. Have either one of y'all heard about it or seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's actually pretty dope, because I think for the most part we all know, maybe not grew up on Sesame Street, but we're all familiar with it. The concept came out around in 1969 based off a study that kids in urban area, aka black kids and other kids of color, entered first grade, kindergarten, with a 3-month educational lag. They were 3 months behind the white students. By the time they finished kindergarten, going to first grade, they were about a year behind. So they were trying to find a way to target urban kids. And so they hired this lady, and she basically created Sesame Street with the whole premise to target urban youth. If you go back and look at if they talk about the making and how they came up with the idea, basically Sesame Street is like a random urban street in New York. If you look at old Sesame Street episodes,
they're on a stoop.
Yeah, it's kind of gritty. So they wanted kids to be able to relate to, because they were saying a lot of the kids shows either downplayed kids, downplayed education, or it was in some fantasy land, make-believe land, a circus, a carnival. Even think about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was in the land of make-believe. They wanted this to be about kids seeing some place that they were used to. If you think about a lot of the older videos or the cut scenes they would have, it was often urban areas. It represented a lot of black and brown kids. And it just talked about how they had to come up with the whole concept. There was nothing like it. Education like that on television. So they created the whole children's educational television programming system. And there was a lot of pushback in the beginning, especially states like Mississippi, where they wouldn't put it on the public broadcasting networks. And so they showed a lot of interviews. It was about an hour and a half, and Z and I watched it and watched part of it with the kids. And it was a lot of, well, I'll be damned. You never really thought about it. And they showed the making of shows and behind the scenes and how they were getting the actors and how they interact with the kids, and them really trying to address issues with kids, even when one of the characters died, them addressing death. So I remember a few months ago when we were talking about the vaccine, and how Sesame Street brought up the vaccine, and it's kind of, they've always dealt with real world subjects in a mindset or in a way they can deliver it to kids. So it was actually pretty cool. It came out last year. Even if you're not a Sesame Street fan, if you are an appreciator of what it did, go watch it, and I think you'll be pretty impressed and maybe even entertained by the whole story behind it. So that's Street Gang, How We Got Here, Sesame Street on HBO Max.
Nice.
Well, how we got to Sesame Street. So you Buff, are you ready to go ahead and get into it?
Dude.
All righty, fellas, let's do it. Who's up first? I don't want to go first.
I can go first. I think my question potentially could be quick. No joke, Razi?
Yeah, I got one. What do you call a pastor on a jog?
On a jog?
Yeah.
Reverend Run?
A reverend. Reverend. Get it?
Yeah. I think my question.
Who's here? So hold on. I'm gonna go. Let me go get the door. Since y'all act like y'all don't want to laugh at my good joke. Whatever.
That wasn't acting, sir. That wasn't acting.
One, man. That was a good one.
Your answer was actually better than the real answer. And the fact that it included the answer, you know.
Because that's pretty much what he's trying to make it sound like. Rev Run. That was terrible.
What's good, team?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I told you we was gonna get you on the show, so we worked out.
Hey, man, everything worked out good, man. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm good. Cool, I'm pissed I'm not going to the clave.
Oh man, look. At about midnight, I got to call in sick at the post office. so that's how I'm going to the clave. Yeah. Call in sick? Yeah, I got to call in sick. You know,
COVID.
And I gotta doctor my COVID excuse. But I got it though. We good.
Yeah.
I had to do that for
just don't. Bro, I don't know if they follow you on social media. Just don't make any posts at the clave.
Hey man, yeah they do, but I don't care.
Bro, you can't be like, just call in sick to work.
About 8 years. Yeah. So yeah, I just tell them, you know, I don't know, PTSD done kicked in and I forgot where I was at. I mean, we'll make it work.
So you can't call until midnight? Yeah,
it gotta be midnight. At least that's that sounds more like right, I think.
So your lie gotta make sense?
Sometimes.
All right.
Right?
Yeah, no? I guess. I don't. Bruhs don't lie.
Yeah.
Black men don't lie.
I thought black men don't cheat. Or cheat. We
Which
don't
is
lie either. Yeah.
Wholesome.
Yeah. So for the listeners out there that don't know, I just brought in Woo from Wooisms. So Kendrick Wooten has joined us to talk through some of these questions, I guess is what we call them. So sit back, relax. Woo, welcome. He's on his way to the clave, so he's claving, unlike Ferg, who's not claving.
Hey, bruh. It is what it is. I'm going to take it back. You say black men don't cheat. I take that back. They cheat in 3-on-3 basketball.
Who did that?
The Mobile Lamplighters. I'm calling them out.
Hey, man. We said black men, not black young boys.
They weren't the boys. It was the men. It was a ref. How you got a ref repping your game for your boys?
Man, look.
All of a sudden, we shooting 3-pointers. Oh, we only going by ones.
Man, look.
We won that game about 20 minutes ago.
Next time, y'all got to play better. That's all I'm going to say.
Y'all lost.
Man, y'all had a kid that lost his birth certificate that looked older than me and Rob.
He didn't play.
Man, well, he shouldn't have been coaching either.
Hey, man, that dude, he do be looking old. And he listen to the show.
Man, my bad, young bro. Young blood.
Shout out Mr. Terry. He's a great young dude, though. But his beard game to be so young, to be a senior in high school, That boy beard game is strong.
Man,
Strong.
that boy look like he got the world's weight on his shoulders.
That boy, the beard game is strong. But let's jump into it again. So, Woo, luckily you missed out on a joke. Trust me, you didn't want to hear it. But hey, you're new to the show. Thank you for joining us. This is way overdue, long overdue. We talked about it about a month ago when, claving made it happen. Good things happen to the clave. See, blessings, I've been saying that blessings are answered during clave season. So, Woo, since you're new to the show, we usually try to let our guests go first. Would you happen to have a question or anything you want to talk about with the Take a step back. Razi, is that all you going to do? Just say, this is Woo from Wooisms? You don't nothing? That's it? That's all we got?
I mean,
the podcast of the Port City.
Yes, podcast of the Port City on Inspire You on Air, the new beat of the Bay. So this is one of our new podcasting compatriots from Inspire You as well. But yeah, I've been knowing Woo for a long, long time. He's my chapter bruh. So met him after when he just randomly walked up to us saying he wanted to be the bruhs because he had just hit campus like 3 days earlier. Because it was after Katrina, right? Yeah. So he moved up from New Orleans, moved up here to Birmingham to UAB, and I guess he just knew he wanted to be the bruhs. But so he just walked up like, I'm gonna be the bruhs. Now I want to be the bruhs. So Woo has never been great at his filter.
Yeah. So Razi is being like real polite, but he kind of told me one day, he was like, "Hey, bro, you lack tact." And I was like, hold on, what you mean? Like, then I had to look it up. I was like, oh yeah, I do. But I mean, yeah, pretty much that's how it went. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm working on trying to be a filter because I'm a mentor. So yeah, but being around people and the bros especially, like I just tell it how it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like Roz said, man, I'm Woo, 1/3 of Wooisms Podcast, the podcast of the Port City. And it's funny that I'm here and I say I'm the podcast of the Port City when the only reason why I got into the podcasting game was because I hit Roz up and I was like, hey man, I see what y'all doing. How do I do that? And he said, this is what you need to do. Make it happen. And the first time I made it happen, I was standing in the ocean on a cruise. Yes. And it was bad.
You heard waves and birds and
it was bad. But then I brought my brothers on with me, man, and 122 episodes later, man, we're here. We was the first podcast on Inspire You.
Oh, that's dope.
So yeah, we was setting the standards and the bar over there. Then I talked to Roz, got y'all on Inspire You, man, and it really feels like a family. Yeah, they go above and beyond. Yeah, for everybody over at Inspire You, man. So I'm pretty sure y'all told y'all people to download the free because colors like free Inspire You on Air app.
Hey, yeah. Colors do like free.
Yeah, I try not to use, the bad words. So, I say colors and unseasoned chickens.
The blacks. You can start saying the blacks.
Oh, that sounds like too much like.
But colors is okay?
Yeah. Okay. In my world.
No Negroes.
Nah, no Negro, no little.
I just want you to know though. I am definitely jealous that Bambi be getting y'all all these like interviews and getting y'all these like media credentials and all that. Like I need some of them too.
Man, look. So
what happened was
the one at the No Limit reunion. Oh, okay, yeah. They put us on that. But we've been grinding everything else though, man. But I was, man, when I was able to interview Trina. Oh man. She smelled good even when she sweated. And I can say that because my wife don't listen to y'all podcast.
Oh.
So you gonna tell her? So don't tell her you were on it?
Nah. Okay. Nah, I'm just joking. She already knows. She told me to stand like 5 feet apart, but I couldn't. So yeah, I got in trouble that night, but it was worth it.
luckily we're going to be together at the clay, so I can hold you accountable because black men don't cheat. And
wholesome cues.
Yeah, we're wholesome.
We're wholesome, man.
Wholesome.
I already downloaded. I re-downloaded. Yeah, I updated my Bible app.
Okay. What's the first Bible verse you're gonna look at?
The Beatitudes.
Okay.
Nice. Look at you. Yeah. You actually know your Bible,
man. A little bit, because I had to say this same scripture when I gave offering at Usher Boy meeting.
Okay. Oh, you were Usher?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, man. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Excuse me for finance. I ain't had no money to give, but I always had that verse.
Jesus wept. See, we doing it. Byron didn't think this was gonna turn into church.
Yeah. This is a Christian. This is
on our way to
Christian.
On our way to the clave. See, this is what they do. See, y'all don't think we trying to told y'all. But
Amen,
Woo, you have a question for the brothers today.
Can y'all come back to me?
We can do that.
So I can think. Yeah, let me think about
Razi, Buff, what y'all got? Oh, Buff, you already had your question teed up, so let's go ahead and jump into it.
Go ahead. Let's jump into it.
If y'all not gonna be honest, then let me know, because I don't want no fake answers on this one. But Ferg's governor a few months ago tried to, I don't know if you tried to pass a law, but just implement this thing where Child Protective Services were going to investigate parents of transgender kids into whether or not it was child abuse by giving them some type of, gender medicine to stop, certain things from progressing or whatever.
So hormones, hormone therapy.
Yeah. And different, any type of gender medical procedures. They were calling that child abuse. Now, a judge put a stop on that. But I want to ask you, brothers, do you think there's any type of, could that be classified as child abuse in any way? For what Ferg's governor tried to do.
It could be if the parent is forcing it. So I definitely think it could be child support, right? Or child abuse. I mean, when you think about a parent saying, oh, I wanted a boy, I didn't want a girl, so I'm going to give you something to make you a boy, right? That I think, yes, that could happen. But it's very rare because those drugs want a prescription and the doctors have to talk to the child. The parent can't actually ask for that. It has to be the parent or the child. And it's a lot that goes into the doctor saying, yes, they're going to give that person those drugs. But I mean, it's definitely a possibility that somebody got it on the black market or something like that, and they're giving it to their kid too. But I think it's going to be a lot of money spent going in those homes doing that. And I don't think they're going to catch anybody or find anything.
So the doctor would listen to the kid in that situation over the parent?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Because it's not a go into the doctor one day and say, hey, I want to do this gender thing. And the doctor just write you a script. I mean, it's you have to talk to like a psychiatrist, a couple other things before anybody will give you any type of meds like that for gender affirming stuff.
Gotcha. What say ye?
Ferg, thoughts though?
Okay, so I had to do my research because I didn't want to sound like an idiot on this. Not the law. I heard that crap. But I agree with Razi. It's not. It would only be considered child abuse if the parent was forcing on the kid. For me, I don't think it's child abuse. I can honestly see the pushback based off of age. I think the kid has to be at least old enough to make conscious and cognitive decisions. And so my research, it generally starts about age 16. So I think if I'm thinking about the same thing and what I was looking at with hormone therapy, it starts about 16. Some doctors will go as early as 13 or 14. But once again, that goes back to what Razi was saying, them talking to the child. So, no, I don't think it's, I think the reverse. There has to be an age limit. I want the kids to understand fully what the therapy and everything is going to do. It's permanent or it's harder to reverse. I don't know all the details behind the science of it, but I want them to be able to completely be old enough to understand what's going on. Because giving it to somebody my daughter's age who's 7, I don't think she doesn't fully understand the repercussions of much, right? Jasmine was just turned 13.
Yeah.
She gets it a little better. 12. But she's still probably not old enough to make those type decisions, especially if they're permanent. Now, the thing about it, there are kids now who are starting to accept, and parents who are accepting their kids' choices, at least in a cultural setting, where they'll let them dress and be in the environment and carry themselves as a gender they identify with, which I'm completely fine with. But when you start adding medical procedures and things that are permanent before the kid has a chance to make, understand the ramifications, that's why I would draw the line. But it's still not child abuse. But that governor's stupid, so Woo, what you got?
Man, I
disagree.
I mean, I don't feel like a kid should have say so or talk to a doctor and okay. So, for example, you said the cognitive at age 16. Even at age 16, they're still not processing stuff right. For example, I had a disciplinary meeting with one of my lamplighters, parents, and mentors the other day. This kid, for some reason, could not process what he did was wrong. And he's 17. Goes to McGill. You know what I'm saying?
But you have adults that can't do that. I mean, they call that affluenza. They're excusing adults who are too rich to understand they should be raping chicks. So it's not necessarily an age excuse. It's just certain people just don't want to realize their situation.
I don't think a kid should have an opinion about taking transgender medications or medications, period. I mean, that's just me personally. Wait till you at my house and you say that you're grown and you can make your own decisions then. But until then, you in my house, I'm gonna make these decisions for you.
But Dad, I've been showing you since I was 4 years old that I identify as a girl.
Show me until you're 18 and out my house.
Okay. What's the difference in 2 years if you already know who your son and or daughter truly is? If they've shown you that, is it just because you don't want it to happen in your house, or is it because that's why Razi was saying they interview the kid? There's gonna be some I'm thinking there's some how long have you felt this way? How long have you? They're showing pictures of the 4th birthday of a guy, probably dressed up as a princess, and whatever it is. It's not an overnight decision. They've been this way their whole life. I don't see it any different than basically you're telling your kid, well, maybe not telling your kid to stay in the closet because you're saying, hey, this is the medical side. But, I get it. I just a little pushback.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. But yeah, that's just how I feel. I know a lot of people don't feel like I feel, but until you're able, once you're out my house and you're making your own decisions, paying your own bills, and you feel, I think that's when I think that's when you're starting to realize that you have your own, that you're on your own, that you're into your own space and you can make your own decisions. outside of my house.
I'm rocking a lot with Woo on that. And the correct language that they used was they were going to be targeting the use of puberty blocking drugs or other gender related medical procedures on children. I'm kind of with Woo. I don't want people who think cinnamon rolls and Skittles are a good idea for dinner. You know what I mean? Like, I know you said you used the age 16 and maybe even 13 in some cases, but it didn't specify any age, I don't think. So I definitely don't want because Dwayne Wade's daughter said that she felt that way since age 5. So I definitely wouldn't want kids that young deciding that. And I'm with Woo. I don't want any kids under the age of 18 deciding that. I mean, it's just kids don't fully weigh lifelong consequences like that. If you feel like you asked him what's the difference in 2 years, okay. If you feel that way at 16, then you'll still feel that way at 18. And then you're free to do what you so please. But I'm against it, not so much that I wouldn't want my child, changing their sex or being transgender or being who they feel like they truly are. I just don't want those type of permanent decisions made until they are of that age to make those type of decisions. And that goes with anything else, like even beyond, sexual transitions and things like that. That's just how I'm rocking. And we kind of touched on this when we were talking about Dwayne Wade's daughter. Like, it's cool. I'm glad that they are supporting her, but there are some things that I think should wait till you're an adult. And y'all were honest too. I appreciate that. Nobody's scared. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, and because truthfully, I probably wouldn't even push back on that. I kind of okay with, hey, you're not gonna do medical procedures and stuff like that until you're older. Now, I don't know if it's 18. It doesn't necessarily have to be 18. Because I think there is a maturity level there where you can you like you said, I know I've been seeing it forever. You're 15, 16. We can have that conversation together and we can talk about it. So I don't know if it's a hard 18 got to be out of my house, but I definitely do think, like you said, it needs to be something that they're older. They can have that educated discussion and really understand the long-term consequences of that.
Yeah. That would be my only pushback. Like, I don't know if 18 is the age because by law, they're just legal. I wasn't any wiser the day after I turned 18 than I was the day before. I probably did some dumb shit and probably could have got in trouble or arrested. I don't remember what I did on my 18th birthday, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't smart. I was no smarter that day than I was the day before. But at the same time, there was still a level of responsibility that I assumed and I always was. Like, I am who I am. But I understand that. I can agree to that. I think some people, just to clarify, I just don't want people to think, well, don't bring that gay in my house until you turn 18. Like, that's how some people will take that. They're telling the kid not to be them until they're 18. But they're like, this kid has always been who they are. Yeah. But until you're legal age, like, I don't have the right to make that decision for you, and I want this to be a decision that you are fine with as a legal adult making on your own. I can rock with that to a certain extent, but still, like, there's dumb 18-year-olds out there. I was dumb at 18.
And 20, this absolutely 21. Is targeting, transgender community too. So I make no mistake about it. While I do feel how I feel, I'm peeping game when it comes to Governor Abbott and what he's attempting to do in Texas.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think any serious, and when you were speaking, I started thinking about how I stand on not making it about this because I don't want to make it a moral thing. It's, do you feel the same way about any serious elective medical procedure that may not be life-threatening? You have a 15-year-old daughter that wants to get a BBL, or a breast implant or something like that. At the same time, they know who they are, and they just feel like I'm not pretty, or plastic surgery, anything that's not necessarily life-threatening, I would put that in that same category.
Absolutely.
Anything that is not,
even tattoos.
And there's probably some pushback too, because it's like, well, you compare, wanting to be who you are to getting a BBL. That's not the point. I'm just saying any non-threatening, life-threatening medical procedure.
BBLs are women wanting to be who they are. They see them.
Not who they are.
They identify as big
yeah,
women.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was a good one, Buff.
Oh man,
what you got, Ryan? Are you ready, Woo?
Oh yeah. All right, I got it.
Okay.
So, all right. So another podcast that I listen to is The Pivot. With Jalen Crowder,
Fred Taylor,
Ryan Clark, and Fred Taylor.
We literally just had a conversation about this. Lenny from the Bruz Bookshelf called me about 2 hours ago, talking about the same podcast.
Yeah, it's real good, man, real good. But just recently, they had one of our hometown favorites on there, Jamarcus Russell. And he was talking about, everything that happened in his short career. But, they brought up, him not practicing well, him showing up overweight as a quarterback, the video incident. And he always, everything that he combated with was an excuse, right? But then at the end, they asked him, if he had any regrets. And he kind of hinted at, maybe he should have did more of knowing the system, basically. Or knowing how, the NFL works, things of that nature. And it also ties into my next question, regrets. We were talking to our lamplighters, and they asked us, like, have you had any regrets when you went off to college or through college, anything of that nature? So I just want to ask you guys, what is, one regret that kind of bothers you to this day?
I'll say this because it kind of covers more than one thing, because I've always said, I wish I had left the comfort of home and like went out of town and went to college and really got that real college experience. But for me overall, I wish I had applied myself more instead of just doing enough just to get by. I say that a lot on this show. I feel like in school, especially high school, I did enough just to get by. Like I didn't study. Like I just paid attention in class, and whatever I retained when I take the test, what I know, what I don't. And that was enough to get me through, usually with an A or a B most of the time. But those times I made C's or didn't even pass, those probably could have been more B's and A's, giving me more opportunities, more chances as I went towards my future. And just learning, I wish I had learned things that I'm just learning about now or recently when it comes to finances and things like that. So overall, just applying myself, craving knowledge is one of my biggest regrets, that I waited to crave knowledge in a lot of different areas when I was in my 30s and 40s, when had I did it in like my 20s, who knows? But everything, you live and you learn, man. But that's one of my biggest regrets.
I think for me, there's this one instance that always jumps out of my head, like I messed up. And so you guys know I was in the honors program, and the honors program, even inside of the honors program at UAB, there's like this small group of kind of insiders that the chair of the honors program kind of picks, and they start taking you to all these places. And so like we went down to Tampa one year, and they took us to Charlotte one year, and we were going to New York. And this one night I partied way too hard, and we had a flight at 6:00, so we needed to get up about 5 so we can get there, so we can get checked in and everything before. And I partied till like 3:30, 4:00, and I was like, I'm gonna take a 30-minute nap. And I slept through my alarm, missed the flight, and basically got kicked out of that inner circle. And that inner circle, you create like so many connections nationwide, like really powerful connections. And so I think that's the biggest regret of mine, is that one night caused me to miss out on so many connections that I could have did. Like it literally changed the trajectory of what I could go into and what I could do just based off of partying that night too long and thinking I'm gonna take a nap and try to still make this flight. So yeah, that's a huge regret of mine. I think I did okay. I turned out okay, but who knows where I could have been had I stayed kind of in that inner circle.
Both good answers. So mine is always a little different. It might even be a little cliche because, everybody says this, but I'm gonna pull back a little bit. So I try not to have regrets, right? Because anything, if I change, if I was out Byron, if I went off to school, would your life be what it is? Would Jasmine be here? Would Tabitha be? I always think about that, like how different my life could be. Because sometimes I used to think, man, if I would have FAM, applied myself, or got the scholarship and graduated in 4 years, might have been to med school, would have never met my wife, never had my family, and I can't think of my life any different. So I think about maybe personal or personality or growth things I could have done better. And I think the biggest one, and I'm still working on it, is enjoying the moment and making the most of moments. And by that includes people. We're at that age where we're starting to lose people. We've lost people. And you think about, man, if I could just have one more moment, one more week, like I never got to ask this question. I'll never know his story. I'll never know her story. I'll never, get those moments back. And not just people who, we've lost. It's just opportunity. I think about, we're, Woo, Razi, we're the bros. I have line brothers that used to jump in every picture. They took every picture. They were in every video. And I'm kind of like, bro, get that camera out my face. I was that dude. Like, I wanted to be in the moment, but I didn't want to capture the memories. I didn't want to be the brother that jumped in every photo. Like, oh, here go Woo. Like, he's in every photo. He's out. But now I look back and it's like, okay, I was there. Where am I? No. Woo was there. We all know Woo was there. But, even with my family. So I think that really hit when my dad passed, and I was looking for pictures. We were looking for pictures, and I'm like, there's not a lot of pictures. I don't have those memories. I was there. I enjoyed my dad. But then the pictures started thinking about, like, I had memories and stuff like that, but could those memories have been deeper? I know people that talk to their dad or their mom or their siblings daily. I was never that person. I had my relationships, and I put my, not wall up, but like kept my distance. This is my safe zone with everybody, and just enjoying those memories, taking it all in, getting to know people better, letting people know me better. So that's something I wish I would have done, because we're getting older, and you lose friends, you lose family, hopefully I still have time, but I'm still working on that. So, I guess that's a regret. Is that qualify?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Man,
what you got for us?
I just want to snap like on Love Jones, bro. Like, that was deep, But man, I kind of feel like you do, in a sense. Like, I feel like, what I'm saying? Like you said, I try not to have regrets because, I tell people all the time, just to be 36, I lived a hell of a life. So I don't feel like I want to change too much. But one regret that I've always had, and just by me talking to one of my friends earlier, was the fact that, Roz hinted on it earlier. I transferred to UAB after Hurricane Katrina. I was going to school at Dillard University in New Orleans. And we completed our freshman year, went home for summer break, came back. We moved in on a Sunday. That Tuesday, I think we got the alert about Katrina, and that Wednesday they evacuated the city. So I packed up a weekend's worth of clothes, because us being from Mobile, we're like, oh, we'll ride a hurricane out. went home, we got the word that Katrina just tore up everything. And I lost everything I had because I was living in the first floor of the dorm. And the water got up to like the third floor of our dorms that year. And so, like I said, I went home, transferred to UAB. The female I was dating at the time, she enjoyed Alabama for some reason. I guess it was different from New Orleans, like totally different and slow. But when they opened the city back up, all my friends went back. They were living at the Hilton downtown. Right after that, they started pledging. People were looking happy. And I'm just still riding it out at UAB. Like, damn, I wish I was there. You know, I mean, I made lifelong friends here at UAB. Family. Had great opportunities like joined ROTC, became an officer in the Army, travel, all that good stuff. But I still have those close friendships. And me and my boy, we was talking, he was like, man, what if you would have came back to Dilla Woo? How things would have been different? I'm like, bro, I think about it all the time. Maybe I would have stayed as a pre-nursing major and probably been a nurse now. I don't know. Instead of just taking the easy route out and becoming a business management major. So that was like one of my regrets that I had. Because I mean, you know, like, Ferg, you went to the HBCU. You know how close-knit the HBCU family is. And, you know, by us being here at UAB, you know, I mean, it was kind of close-knit with the blacks that were here, but, you know, we still, it wasn't the camp. We don't have a campus because it's in the heart of downtown Birmingham. So it's like, that was a big difference. Culture shock, you know. So yeah, I think I miss out on that, especially like when we take our lamplighters on these HBCU tours, and it's like, dang, this is what I missed out on. I'm trying to get them to go to HBCU and I didn't go back. I don't have that bring it to Jesus type feel, you know?
It's hard to explain. I trust me, I know what you're talking about. One thing, you said the blacks though. So the blacks are cool now. He's
man,
evolving.
Look, man.
He's
that
evolving.
Was Kendrick talking.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He want Woo back.
Yeah. Colors.
No, bro, I get it. I mean, that's a good question. I think we've asked that, but we've asked about regrets? We kind of hit it around it.
We've asked about it in general, not like specific, like in college, like something about college. So yeah. So, right, you got one more for us? We got time. We got a little time. All right. This actually might be more of a woman question, but we're gonna try to answer it because we feel like we know everything, right? So, y'all know a lot of women talk about like down low brothers and all of that stuff. So, and guys cheating on them or whatever with other guys. So my question to you guys is gay cheating worse than regular cheating?
I knew he was gonna ask that. I knew he was gonna ask that.
Man.
Yes.
Man.
That's it. That's your answer. You think it is?
Yeah, it's worse.
Even okay. So let's look at it from a guy perspective.
Hold on. I'm gonna push back.
Okay.
I'm gonna push back. You know, I always like to take the road less traveled. I'm gonna say no because think about it. As straight men, and you're dating a woman, you're just wanting more of that woman. Like you're wanting more of women. Like you're just not satisfied. As a gay man, you're living a lie. Like you're trying to do right, but you can't. Like you're like, this woman will never make you happy. This person, you're not really wanting to be with this person, but you're doing it because. So, you know, for the woman, of course, it's gonna hurt more. Now, if you're asking, is it worse because it hurts more? Hell yeah, it hurt more. But to somebody who has to live a lie their whole life, say what?
Who hurts more, the woman or the guy? And which guy hurting more?
Now woo.
Well,
now woo.
Who's that? Who's that? Well, let's break it down. So, for the woman to be cheated on, like nobody wants to be cheated on, but a woman expects to be being cheated on by another woman. Well, not by another. For another woman is kind of the expectation. That's the norm, right? But you know what? I think women might deal with being cheated on by a gay dude better than men would. Because for us, it hurts, it breaks our ego. Like if your lady cheated on you with a chick, you're like, damn, I must not be gay. Does that even hurt? No, if your lady left you for a chick, you ain't hurt, nigga.
I'd be hurt.
I would. I don't think women handle that better either.
No, but I think initially, because it after like accepting the fact that he was gay, like, oh, he was gay anyway. Like you can almost write it off like that nigga was never trying to be with me. He probably been messing with niggas since day one. Like in her mind, he was living a lie. Like living that lie, trying to be whatever. Not initially. At that moment, might be easier to accept, but it's easier to write off, right? It's kind of like, he ain't like women no way. How could he like me? I'm the but he rather go mess with this dude. Guys, that's getting cheated on breaks our heart regardless. We can't deal with it. Our with a dude,
our ego,
our ego gone. Our ego's distraught because in your mind you're like, did I make her want chicks? Like you
am I that bad that
you gonna tear yourself up? I'll push back just a little bit just because I think it for a woman, they're gonna accept the fact that this dude, they cannot please him. There's no like, either he can continue to lie to himself or continue to try to live a lie, or he could be true to himself, but he had to do it behind closed doors. Men, we're hopeless, helpless, nigga, we're brokenhearted, dog. I don't know. Buff doesn't agree with my answer at all. But
well, what you got?
Man, believe it or not, I actually agree with what Ferg said. I do believe like a woman would be more hurt if it was another female.
Okay.
Versus a guy. And the reason why she gonna be like, I don't use the B word no more. She gonna be like, well, what does she got that I ain't got? Like, why you went and mess with her? Versus like, if she find out that she messed with a dude,
she know what he got that she don't got.
She gonna be like, and all her friends, I told you he was gay when we first met him. I don't know why you stayed with him that long.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
what happens is a trend. Like, this is the fourth time she got cheated on by a dude.
Girl, what's wrong with
you? You just keep getting these. Either you turning them, or that it's something mental that's gonna mess them up. But thank you, Woo. Appreciate it.
Well, the question was which one was worse, not which hurts.
Which one worse?
Most. Yeah.
So that's why I say I think the
two lies is worse than one. The guy, if he cheats with a man, he's lying twice.
But he's lying his whole life. He's not just lying to that.
He's lied twice. So it's worse.
So I'm saying, but like the thing about it, if your whole life is a lie, if this dude is in the closet his whole life, he's forced to live this quote unquote reality of being straight.
That's what makes it worse.
He's not lying to he's lying to everybody. He's lying to his parents. He's lying to everybody in the world trying to. So if I cheat on my wife, that's about me cheating on my wife.
A man cheating with a woman is pretty much expected. When he cheats with a guy, he's had to live with this life that he's finally, come out with. And he's been lying to his wife. So he's been lying to his wife twice. A whole life is worse. Your whole lifestyle is done. You can't come back from that. He cheats with a woman, she might forgive him. He cheats with a man, everything's blown up. And you yourself
but
said
why?
Cheating
Why?
Because
he could be bi. He could love her just as much.
Let's not go that deep. Let's say
I got a question. So what if it was? What if the guy cheated on his lady with a trans? Would that be different? Is it? So what's worse? A woman, a trans woman, or a guy?
Oh God, you throwing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I don't.
We're not equipped to
I don't
handle
know.
that.
That's confusing, bro. I don't even know. I don't even know the answer to that.
I'll tell you, like my answer totally is I don't see them any different. I don't think one's worse than the other one. I just feel like cheating is cheating.
No, that's a difference.
There's
a difference, bro.
There's a third leg difference.
So, Razi, I mean, back to Buff. You're making it about that one. When a man cheats on his wife or his girlfriend, it's about him being selfish and wanting to cheat.
And you
with
said
somebody
it affects
else.
the whole family.
Yeah,
right?
Cheating affects the whole thing. Cheating is bad.
Right.
I'm not saying neither one of them is great. What I'm saying is if this person is living their whole life a lie, their whole life is a lie. He is perceived or trying to live a life of a straight man, and you say like he came out. He might even come out like it's not like he just cheated and said I'm f***ing dudes now.
Well,
it's just like he got caught.
That dude, he's pretty much come out. Huh? Whether he's forced to come out.
I mean, he might have always been behind the scenes. What I'm saying is he's been dating guys or whatever behind the scenes his whole life. When you said cheat, I'm thinking he just got caught, and he just like I just cheated and just told the world. He got caught. Whatever, however, same way. Somebody slid in his DM, got caught up in a DM, either way. However, he gets caught with the chick, the same way dude gets caught with the dude. What I'm saying is, if he's living his whole life as a lie, I almost look at him more of a victim, not being able to be himself. He's never been able to be himself.
Okay.
His whole life.
The man that cheats with a woman, though, does he have to deal with all that? Does he have to deal with, oh man, so this is who I am now, and I've been living this life my whole life, and now I have more. Like, does he have to deal with any of those variables, or is it just?
I don't follow on that. That's just like I saw a chick.
I'm saying the gay guy has a lot more to deal with. He does, his wife does, the family does, versus what you admitted is more common if he just cheats with a woman. I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but like you said, a woman pretty much expects that.
Well,
so there's less blowback. You're dealing with a lot more.
I'm coming from the person who's being cheated on. I'm saying the only person I'm talking about is it worse for. The only person I can say is worse is the person who's being cheated on. That's where I was gauging. I'm not saying everybody else in the world looking at, this person for cheating on their wife or with a guy or girl. I'm saying as a person, because the only person you really have to make amends with at the end of the day is the person you're dating. Yes, cheating affects everybody. I get that. What I'm saying is, cheating is bad. We had a whole episode on that. What I'm saying is the person that has to forgive you is the spouse, the wife, the husband, whoever it is. So from their perspective, if you've been, and once again, the blowback back to the gay dude. Yes, everybody knows, everybody's mad or whatever, but it's
final attempt. There's a better chance of reconciling that marriage if he cheats with a woman versus if he cheats with a man. And I think that's what makes it worse, because she knows her marriage is over.
But it might have always been over. Like, she's
not for her. She's just finding this out, remember?
So, I mean, okay.
Yeah,
we'll
I can get it. So we're saying cheating is bad, gay cheating is worse.
Well, y'all not. I am
cheating.
I'm still not. I'm not moving on that one.
So which one hurt Lil Murder worse? Big
Uncle Clifford. Teak hurt him worse, my man. Teak, man. Yeah. He said, I messed up. He said, I fucked up. Good old P Valley. Damn, man, let's close this thing out, man.
You want to go first, Razi? Or let the guests go?
yeah, I just want to say, Woo, thank you, man. I appreciate you. It's late, but you still kind of rocked with us. I know you just pulled in. Woo walked in the house and came straight up here and started recording, man. So we appreciate you joining us. Tell the listeners, man, where they can listen to Wooisms on Inspire You.
Oh, yeah. Well, first and foremost, man, appreciate y'all brothers, for everything, man. I look at y'all like the OGs of the podcasting game, right? Like I said earlier, it's because of y'all that it's even the Wooisms. So I appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do, especially for us. And, everybody else, man, y'all can catch Wooisms each and every Friday and Saturday night from 10 p.m. to midnight on the free Inspire You on Air app. And if y'all miss those dates, man, then we release our on the same day as these brothers here on Mondays. So go ahead, get your 3 Brothers No Sense dose, and then go over there to Wooisms. Our topics don't be as serious as theirs, but we be having some dope topics.
Yeah, dope, super fun, man. Love to hear y'all.
Appreciate it.
I just want to tell the listeners I appreciate the feedback we got for last week's episode where we talked a lot about mental health. Just saw some of the comments on our Facebook and Instagram feeds and people inboxing me or texting me or whatever. Apparently people appreciate us talking about it and how we discussed it. So that means a lot to us. I just want to let the listeners know that really means a lot to us. So what you can do for us is just spread the word about the podcast. Tell people about Wooisms. Tell people about 3 Brothers No Sense, any podcast platform. Tell them about Inspire You on air. The more listeners, the better. It's why we do it. So thank y'all.
Hey, can I say something real quick about mental health? Like I feel like a lot of people are starting to open up and love and appreciate when Black men talk about our feelings and what we go through. Because, one episode we did a while back on Wooisms, and, I just poured into what I was going through and all my bouts and stuff, man. And I had, like you said, Buff, a ton of my friends, especially homeboys hit me up like, damn, well, I didn't know you went through that. I go through the same things. So for Black men to starting to open up and talk about what we're going through, man, it speaks volumes. So appreciate y'all brothers for, what y'all did and talked about mental health, man.
Appreciate it. Well, I'll go ahead and close on out. Byron, you stole the thunder. I was going to really say I've had several people reach out talking about that episode, which is always good when you have somebody just say, hey, you don't even listen to your show or coming like, bro, that was a deep one. That was a good one. Family members texted me. So I really appreciate it. And if we have any mental health professionals that will love to come on or like to come on the show, we would love to have you, especially if you deal with Black adults. Even better if you focus on Black men, and you can put your professional hat on and kind of let it fly too, because we know the way the world's supposed to be versus the way it is some of the conversations we try to have on here. So appreciate it. I'm so excited. By the time this drops, we will be less than a week away from my Valendul. I'll be in front of these guys next weekend, all weekend long, celebrating 10 years of marriage with my beautiful wife. So keep us in your prayers. We'll be traveling after that, but we'll get you another show in before that. So 3 Brothers No Sense. Remember the 6 rules of podcast. Listen, like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, listen again.